Hey class, Mr. Mao here. I wanted to give some tips on some of these multi-view drawings here. I recorded this video twice already, and the first time I screwed up, the second time it was 9 minutes, and you don't want to watch that, so I'm going to try to do this a little bit more quickly here. So looking at the assignment, just a few things I want to point out here. This problem here, I did, make sure you don't miss that I put this in Onshape here, so you can literally use the view cube here to look at different sides, spin this thing around, and help see what those multi-view drawings should look like. All this stuff here is great practice. It's like exercise for your brain. Your brains are just at the age where like your 3D thinking, your spatial reason is really starting to turn on. So think of this like exercise for your brain. It's going to make it stronger. This stuff takes practice. It takes time. Unless you have a very mathematical mind, it probably isn't going to click right away. And that's okay. Just keep on doing it. Keep practicing. I don't care how good your drawings and work looks. I just want you to be practicing and thinking this stuff. So let's take a look at one of these drawings here where you got to make the multi-view drawings, the 3 views for these shapes. So I am just using a piece of flooring got laying around here from finishing my basement as my ruler. You could make a scale drawing and get all these measurements exactly correct, or whatever. We could just draw them by hand and take our best guesses. Notice this is drawings like weirdly stretch out, because if this line is 0.75 inches, this line is 1.75. They look the same length, but by these measurements, this line is over twice as long as this one. So keep that in mind while I'm doing my drawing here. To save time, I started with the front view, so I already did that. I just looked at it and just kind of did my best there for that. And so now I'm going to use my ruler, my scrap piece of flooring here, to draw my extension lines. So anything that is horizontal, I'm going to just draw this over here. These are light lines. These are called construction lines. And the top, we'll bring that over. And the same thing, so this is going to help me build my side view. And then my top view is going to be helped by stretching up any of these vertical lines here. And if I were doing this for like professional engineering, real drawing, I would make sure my angles are all at 90 degrees, but close enough, right? This is just practice. Okay, so I'm going to go to my side next. Remember, this is the front, and then the side always goes to the right. So front here, side here, top above. That's the order we're always going to do this. So I'm going to use these lines to make that skinny piece. And like I said, this is going to look shorter than it does in the drawing, because according to the measurements, this line is over twice as long. So there's that bottom piece. And notice these line up from the front to the side. That's why we put the side directly to the right side of it, because as tall as this is, it should be the same height here. So that's how those construction lines help me out. And then I know it's going to go all the way up to this one here. And we'll just kind of guesstimate that it goes, it says this thing is 0.5 inches back, so it should go like 2/3 of the way. So I'm just going to guess right about here. And there's our side view. That's what we see if we look at this from the side. For those of you keeping track at home, you're like, wait, what about these lines here from this hole? Well, those you can't see from the side. So this is called a hidden line. Imagine you have X-ray vision. So that is the dashed line here that tells the person manufacturing this or looking at it like, hey, there's something here hidden you can't see. Go look at another view so you understand it. So you see this, you go look at the front view like, oh, that's a hole. I get it now. Okay, there is a trick you can do and you don't have to do it this way. If you make a 45-degree line, I don't know how close that actually is to 45 degrees, you can bounce your lines from the side view over to the top view. You don't have to do this. We could have just kind of guessed some of ours, but I just want to show how this works. So if you think about it, so you kind of hit this and they go up like a mirror. And this is nice when you do all this work, because then you don't really have to think on the top drawing. Okay, if you imagine viewing something from the side, right? Like if you look at me from the side, from front to back, well, if you looked at me from the top, that distance is the same. That's why these lines carry over like that. So the distance from the front to back here, if I follow this, looking down from the top is going to be the same. So what do we see from the side here? We see, well, this defines the whole base of this thing here, looking down on it. This is why I said having all these lines is nice, because you don't have to think. I can't, let me get the window up here. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. This is bad. Okay, and then we've got this piece here. It's that piece that sticks up, and it looks perfectly flat from the top. You can't tell how far it sticks up. And then this is, again, a hidden line because that is a hole that we can't see through it. So there you go. To finish this drawing, I'm not going to make you watch that, but I would go through and darken up all my object lines so the drawing kind of pops and these construction lines all melt away. Don't erase any construction lines. They show how you built the piece. They show how you got your information. This is the full way to do this and get this more precisely correct. You could, if you're working on just visualizing, you could imagine the front, the side, the top, and kind of freehand those as well. You don't have to go all out for every drawing, but I do want to show how that works because that helps you understand how these drawings are made. So, got this video down to 6 minutes. Tried to do it a little bit quicker. Thanks for listening and good luck on these drawings. Stop by for office hours if you need any help.